Patrick Christie's here with Westmonster. I'm joined today by Jim Davidson. It's a bit of a turn up for the Bucks. How are you doing, mate? All right?
I'm all right, thank you.
And so we're here to talk a bit about the armed forces. Now, you do a lot of good work for the armed forces. Can you tell us a bit about what you do?
I am the chief executive now, proper job. Right. Well, I was one of the founders with Simon Weston and Goose from the Special Forces, who's down the front. We formed Care After Combat because we realised that there is a lot of veterans in prison. We have about 4,000 veterans in the criminal justice system, and we wanted to find out why. Was there anything that made them behave in such a way, and what can we do to stop them reoffending? We're 18 months old now, and we've reduced reoffending from 45% in year one and 65% in year two. We've got that down to 4%. So we're here to tell the government, if you want some more, give us the tools and we'll finish the job.
And so how do you make, how do you rate the performance of the government with regards to the armed force? Because we hear a lot about, reduction in personnel, reduction in numbers, and then maybe aftercare isn't potentially as good as it could be with regards to homelessness and things like that. I mean, what's your take on how it's going?
Well, I think the armed forces are always going to shrink and go up and down. If you look at the figures over the years, it's pretty much the same. 15,000 left, 12,000 joined, etc., etc. With regards to homeless, it's an interesting situation because the guys that we deal with aren't homeless, they're in jail.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And when they come out, it's important for them to have somewhere to live and to have a job. That's what we try and provide. We found that the data that we're analysing from the people that we work with and other charities, that there's a lot of people homeless, what one wouldn't call homeless, a lot of sofa surfing, fell out with a missus, I'm not staying there, staying at the friend's house, staying there. The biggest problem that the veteran faces is alcohol, by miles. People talk of post-traumatic stress disorder, shocking, terrible thing to have, but there's people that can deal with that. Alcohol is a huge, big problem. And with regards to, are the government doing enough? That's the question. And I always answer this question like that. From the Bible, a great quote, and he said, I heard the word of the Lord, and the Lord said, who shall I send? Who will go for us? And I said, here I am, Lord, send me. And that's what we said to the government. They've taken a leap of faith with us. So really, the government are doing enough because they've sent us. They've sent Help for Heroes. They've sent all these guys that are passionate and have the expertise to carry it through. And I think they're doing enough. We're pushing them to do more, especially not a department for veterans, but certainly a cross-department committee based at cabinet level, and the Prime Minister has promised that. It's yet to be delivered, and we're pushing hard to get that done.
Now, I couldn't let you go. We're obviously here at a Bruce Group event. They're a big Eurosceptic group, aren't they? I mean, what's your take on how Brexit's going in the country, and maybe May's performance as well? Have you got an opinion on any of that?
Well, it's interesting, actually, the armed forces, because David Davis, who's negotiating it, was, of course, a Special Forces soldier himself. And I was speaking to him last night, and nothing phases him. Nothing phases him at all, and I think that really winds him up. So rather than Nigel, who I love, going in with his stick and bashing them all up, David Davis just laughs at them, smiles at them and says, look, this is what's going to happen. Look, we're out. The public have decided we're out. All this talk about another one, that's fine. I'd like to do this with my football club. When Crystal Palace beat us 2-0, I say, hang on, we want to do this again. But the facts stand. I think we're in a good place to negotiate. I don't think it's a done deal. We're off. Let's negotiate. Whatever it costs to keep us in the best position that there is. With regard to Europe and our armed forces, well, the rest of Europe look to us. Historically look to us. We're the benchmark that the rest of Europe. But why can't we use the French carriers? Why can't we use Italian, warships? We all work together. We all do it together, just as long as we're the boss.
So you would be in favour of an EU army then, do you think?
No, I wouldn't be in favour of an EU army, but that's not to say we don't work together. We work with the Americans. We work with Canadians. There's a bit of exercises going on with the Canadians. I've been deployed, if you like, to entertain the troops, and probably the less amount that there is has been British troops. Who take great fun in prodding me to take the mickey out all the rest of them. Which I don't, because I'm scared.
Just lastly, mate, because I know you're a busy man. Obviously, the main conversation at this conference here is whether or not Theresa May can last much longer. Have you got an opinion on that? Do you care? Or?
Oh, I wouldn't. I think she's doing all right. I think I'd like to keep the ship steady now. When you keep it steady, and then let's plan our future. Let David Davis and Liam Fox and all the people sort out Brexit. Boris is bound to have a say. That's his job. He's Foreign Secretary. The name's in the title, isn't it? But I think Theresa May's got to let us steer the ship, and then we'll see where we go.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jim.
You're welcome.